What, Jess?
Then I'm going to label this also new complementary DNA strands. But this one is not continuous. So I'm going to call it something different because there are fragments here. This we're going to call the lagging strands. Now, one of my favorite biology terms comes out of this little section.
Does it have to do with sperm?
No, that's a great one.
Yes.
It's like, because I like to say it with an accent. All right, so you'll notice we are in the midst of making all of these fragments. So if you want to make a bracket over all of these fragments. Fragments. So in your picture, there should be about 5 fragments. Those fragments are called Okazaki fragments.
What? That was too fast, okay?
Those are called Okazaki
He's right.
fragments. Named after Miyoshi Okazaki. Alright, so I like to just,
That's
throw out a good Okazaki actually every once in a while. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Okazaki fragments. Stop saying that. This is my favorite word. Okazaki.
Stop saying that.
So you look on this leading strand, and you'll see that there are no fragments. So we would say there are no Okazaki fragments.
Jesus
on
Christ.
the strand. Okazaki. And tomato. Y'all say how you like to say it. All right.
Oh my god.
We need to understand.
What if I say potato?
Why are there fragments? Here we go. Here's the bigger concept again. So, have we discussed where does helicase start to open the DNA?
The middle.
In the middle. Let's say it. It's not really the middle, but we can say it's middle. In our picture, it's always the middle.
The hydrogen bond.
Have we mentioned this term yet?
Origin of replication.
The origin of replication. Good enough? All right. So maybe let's put that here. Let's say there is this area right here that we're going to call the origin of replication. And what that means? There is a sequence of nucleotides in the DNA strand. Do you feel good that DNA is made of nucleotides and therefore there would be a shape for that sequence? It's because it's a molecule. So helicase is an enzyme and it has a shape. So when helicase finds the shape that it can bond to or fit with, then that's where the process starts. That place where helicase recognizes and bonds to, that's what we call the origin of replication. Right? So helicase starts to open it. So we laid down a primer and a primer. I'm going to come over here to this picture and use this one. So we laid down a primer and a primer. Oh, I need a dark black. Now, I'm going to say this is going 5' to 3' because my original parent strand, if I keep it just like our picture, and this one would be going 5' to 3'. So I just opened it. DNA polymerase comes through and starts adding DNA nucleotides towards the replication fork. DNA polymerase starts to add DNA nucleotides towards the replication fork. When I start to open this DNA molecule, because that starts to copy this way, I've got to copy all of this here too. So I've got to lie down another primer so DNA polymerase can start working 5 to 3. But as I continue to open, I've got to copy these here. So I have to lay down another primer. DNA polymerase is going to work here. So let's go over here for a dish. So we open up the DNA molecule and we laid a primer. 5 to 3. DNA polymerase is going to take off. It's going to take off. But as it starts to open, I've got to copy all of these nucleotides. So I've got to lay down another primer so DNA polymerase can copy and add on to. But as I keep on opening the DNA, I've got to copy all of these nucleotides. So I've got to put down another primer DNA polymerase can only work in this direction. I'm already going 5 to 3 up here. I start to open up the DNA. I've got to copy all of these nucleotides. Okay, I've got to put another primer here, and then polymerase can work 5 to 3. I keep on opening the DNA molecule. I've got to copy all these nucleotides. I've got to lie down the primer. I didn't have to up here, it's already going 5 to 3. Right? I keep on opening this DNA. I've got to copy these nucleotides. What will I have to put down?
A primer.
Another primer, because DNA polymerase can only work this way. So, on the lagging strand, is it copying to or away from the replication fork? It's copying away, it's going that direction. Versus the leading strand is copying towards the replication fork. So over here, if this is the replication fork, and this is the replication fork, there's a leading strand and a leading strand. But as I start to open it, again, I've got to lie another primer, lie another primer, lie another primer, because DNA polymerase is going to be going 5, 2, 3. So that picture that you're seeing is just half of this. You're just seeing this half right here. What you're not seeing in that picture is this half over here. You're seeing the middle of where that bubble opened up. Okay, so you only got this half is what you're seeing in this picture right here. All right, now we're almost done. So I've got all these fragments, but there's a problem. Let's say that here is one Okazaki fragment.
Jesus.
And then here's another Okazaki fragment rocking down here. But this fragment is not connected to this fragment. There's no bond linking them together. So there is another enzyme that comes through and makes a bond to connect the fragments together. Another color. That's going to be
Send
this
this to me
molecule
later.
right here.
I'll send you the link. Thank you very much. He
This
should send out the link.
molecule is called ligase.
Yeah, because I have like, I think
You
12.
see it right there?
I think I have like 12 of these videos.
Ligase right here.
What's the one to the?
There's one right here. Yeah. We're
That
not going to
one's-
worry about that.
Oh, I already colored it.
Oh, man. I hope you colored the DNA polymerase color.
Nope.
Well, it's wrong.
Rude.
All right. So, the function of ligase is to form a covalent bond. What process is happening? Dehydration synthesis. So this enzyme catalyzes that dehydration synthesis reaction to bond those two together. So ligase, ligase, eventually ligase, eventually ligase. Is there any ligase over here? No, because it's just continuous. Now, you did color something, Kathleen. You did color this.
Yeah. I
Because
just changed it to.
that's all right. What this is trying to show is, remember those RNA nucleotides? I don't want RNA nucleotides in my DNA molecule. So there is another enzyme. We just call it DNA polymerase at this level. You don't have to worry about it. But a DNA polymerase will take out the RNA and put in DNA. But remember that DNA needs something to add on to? Well, now it does. So now it has something right here that from that other fragment. It can hook onto here and start kicking those out. It can add on to this new one eventually and start kicking those out. Over here, it can add on to this fragment and start kicking those out. It already had something to add on to. All right. Let's see.